Broken to Brave, episode 14, number 16, Accepted Praise. One of the hardest things for me to learn in my life was to accept praise. To say that I was not praised as a child is an understatement. I am an expert at self-deprecation as well, so it became part of my DNA to think of myself as a disaster and voice all negative opinions of myself whenever the opportunity arose. If anyone tried to compliment me, I would give them the 500 reasons why they were wrong in their opinion of me. It was embarrassing for them and for myself. After the keynote address, I received some messages. One said that she wanted me to be the keynote speaker every year. My gut reaction was to respond by calling her crazy and list every single thing wrong with me. But I'd been doing the work. I'd been challenging these beliefs about myself. I'd been rewiring the messages in my brain. Therefore, on this day, I responded back, "Thank you so much," and sat in the feelings someone thinking I did a good job brought up. Who was I to tell her that her experience of my talk was wrong? Who was I to tell her that her reality is not reality? I was freaking brave. I had a message that needed to be heard. I fought through and delivered said message. It may not have been pretty, but it was effective. Isn't that enough? That event gave me so many opportunities to practice accepting praise. Sometimes bravery is simply saying thank you. Episodes of Broken to Brave are released every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for listening and for joining me on this journey of healing and growth. If you want to go deeper into this story and hear it from a spouse's perspective, my husband and I have a Patreon-only show where we have an extended, behind-the-scenes discussion of every episode, which also posts twice a week. Here's a sample of our latest Patreon-only companion podcast. That I was done. At 7, I was freaking done.
Right.
So
that's a lot to be done. That's a lot
to be done. And most kids don't have that type of experience, and then if they did, they would react a little bit differently. But I was so angry and done by then. But anyway, so I'm walking down the hallway, and one of the teachers, I had my head down. So I was second grade, so maybe 7, head down, staring at the floor, which was my natural state. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm in a hallway by myself because I was taking something to somewhere. And one of the teachers said, you should walk with your head up and, be proud of who you are or something. And I remember just looking at her going, "You've literally told me every day how much I suck."
Right.
And what a horrible person and it's like, you want me to what? So for me.
So is this their attempt at, I wonder.
At boosting my self-esteem.
Right. Like, oh, I'm going to try to increase because maybe that's why she's acting out. Not, maybe I should stop being a monster.
Right.
And own the fact that I've been a monster.
So you could see how my sense of compliments or praise
skewed, yes.
could be slightly skewed.
Yeah, little
from
off.
my very bizarre upbringing. Okay, so you could kind of see why I would have a misfiring in my brain.
Kind of?
When it comes to this. And so why this might be a monumental thing that I was accepting and learning a new tool. Because there's a lot of self-protection that came with not accepting praise, and a lot of self-protection from not being vulnerable in that way, and also feeling like somebody's going to victimize me, or like I am going to accept it, and then they're going to laugh and go, "I knew you thought that about yourself. I was just kidding,"
right.
Like they did when I was a kid.
Right.
So this was quite a lot to overcome. And it's hard for me to quite put it into words because it sounds quite insane when I talk about some of the day-to-day stuff that happened when I was a kid, but it is it was so ingrained.
Right.
And so layered that this was for me to just smile and say, thank you. That means a lot, and accept the fact that they very well may look at me and laugh and go, ha, I was just kidding. You sucked.
Oh my God.
That's what I was expecting. And so I had to take that. I had to do that and accept that risk.
Wow.
And that's quite a risk.
That is a very brave thing, because nobody likes to be set up and torn down, which is what your whole life was.
Yes. And so accepting a compliment is often saying, I accept your opinion. Right?
Right.
I accept that is your opinion.
That you said it. Yep.
And but I don't necessarily have to agree with it in
That's
order
what I was
to
just going to say
accept
about
the
it.
opinion.
The compliment, it is the accepting it's their opinion, doesn't have to be yours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the disconnect is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's part of it. You had a lot. You had a lot of disconnect. But yeah, I completely see how that would be so hard.
Mm-hmm. And so for this situation where I have the, I have the fact that some of these people are strangers.
To hear the rest of this episode and get other exclusives, become a patron to Broken to Brave at patreon.com. You can also follow my blog at brokentobrave.com for even more insights and engaging content. Links are in the show notes. Broken to Brave is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted and written by me, Martha Southgate. Thank you so much for listening. Now go do something brave.